As your assignment, I want you to recreate this file that I'm going to show you right now. I think I'll just start by doing a test movie. I'm just going to run it off my keyboard here. And you can see what we have here is the wheel following the line of the hill, just as we did in the previous demo that you watched. So I want you to do it exactly like that. And it's simply spanned out over 85 frames here. So do it 85 to 100 frames long. And one keyframe at the beginning, one keyframe at the end. And again, you'll do the wheel going from side to side. And then you can copy that top line of the hill and then paste it into the motion path for the wheel. Replace the motion path for the wheel by using the paste in place technique that again we did in the previous demo. So that's how that's done. In the hill layer, it's simply a graphic again of that hill drawn out with the pen tool with a little outline on it so that you can copy that line to create the motion guide once again for the wheel. The sun is actually using a motion tween as well, and it's simply a movie clip made of a circle. So I can show you how to do that quickly. So maybe I'll stop this and I'll show you how that works. So on the layer with the sun, it's hidden behind right now, so I'm just going to hide the hill. So you can see, there we go. It's just a circle, and I had already made it a movie clip here. So I can show you how to quickly make a movie clip. I'm just going to draw a circle here. Alright, oval tool, and let's see here. I'll actually have to do it on another layer because that layer is now a motion tween, and you can't draw on the same layer as a motion tween, not in the same frame anyway. So I'm going to temporarily create a new layer just to demonstrate how I did the sun. So I'm drawing a perfect circle here, holding my shift key down. I'm going to leave the stroke on. Just highlight it. And to make it a symbol into a movie clip, you go up to Modify, Convert to Symbol, and choose Movie Clip, and give it a name. Call it Sun or Sunrise or something, and click OK. And then you can apply a motion tween to that, because motion tweens don't work on raw vector shapes. And if you go into the library, you'll see there it is right there as well. You can drag it out from the library if you needed to. Okay, so that's how the sun layer was done. Well, partially. The next part was I actually created a motion tween, so why don't I quickly demonstrate that here. So right click on the first layer, on the first keyframe, sorry. Create motion tween. And then drag my playhead to the end. Drag this guy to the end. And that will automatically create that keyframe. And then I simply tugged on the line to create the curve. And if I scroll back, you'll see that's how we create the curved sun on that arc. Okay, so I'm going to delete that layer, but that's how it's done. That's how it was done. And I'm going to show the top layer again. So the last layer at the bottom is the sky. And the sky was simply done with a shape tween. It's got just a big square that was drawn with the rectangle tool. And it starts as blue. And what I did was I created once I created the shape on the layer, I right clicked and created the shape tween. Then I keyframed the final frame, which preserves that blue color. And then in the middle, I created a keyframe by, on the Mac, command clicking. On the PC it would be control clicking to isolate the frame, like this. And I changed the color by clicking it on the stage and going into the color palette and changing it. And you can see it will change to whatever I pick here. So I'm just going to actually undo that color. And that's how we create the transition over time from one color to another. It's just over a big square plate. So I will create a new layer just to demonstrate that from scratch. So I'll put one directly above the sky here. And I'll start by just going into that first frame, taking my rectangle tool, and let's see, I'm just going to pick two different colors, so I'll go with this bright green here, and I'll just do a square up at the top like that. But you would draw it the full size, bigger than the line that you see, which is the frame of the movie. Okay, So now that I've created that, I can right click on that first frame, create a motion tween, or sorry, not a motion tween, a shape tween. A shape tween, my bad. Create shape tween. And what it will start with is a series of dots. That means it's needing a second keyframe at the very least. So I'm going to go to that last frame, select it, and the shortcut is F6 on the keyboard to create a new keyframe. So what I've done there by creating a keyframe is that I've preserved that color from the beginning to the end. So then when it cycles, it will be seamless. So I just need to create one more keyframe in the middle here. So I will hold down my Command key on the Mac, Control key on the PC, and click the one frame. Then select that swatch with my selection tool. Oh, let me do that again there, sorry. Select the frame, F6. I think I hit the wrong key on the keyboard. There we go, F6. And go and change that color. So I'm just going to get dramatic here and go to this dark red. So that should now transition from that green to the dark red. So that's how the sky was done. Okay, it's a shape tween. So if you do it that way, it saves a few steps. You can always do it keyframes first, but then you'll have to apply shape tween to each keyframe separately, which is okay too. This is just a little bit quicker if you do the shape tween first. Okay, and I'm just going to delete that layer, and that's what I want you to build as your assignment. So I'll just do another quick test movie here, and you can see that play out. Okay, so again, a wheel running on a designated path that I demonstrated in the previous video, and then a circle with an arced path. And finally at the back, just a big square swatch using the shape tween to transition from one color to a second color and back to the original color. So this is what I want you to hand in as your FLA file, and that's your assignment.